And welcome to the LV Home Experts Radio Show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you are just tuning in for the first time, I am Krulsawat with Simply Vegas with the CKG Group. And today we got a special guest, my right-hand man, okay, Joey. Joey, what's up, my man?
What's up?
How's everything going?
It's going good, man.
Looking fresh today?
Thank you, man. Happy to be back on the show.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's been a while since you've been back.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? We got to do the proper introduction. The man himself, the myth, the legend, the gurus of all gurus. When it comes to real estate financing, Dan French with Guaranteed Rate. What's up?
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? What's going on over there?
He's got his Tone Loc on today.
I know. He look like a gangster.
Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing over here? This is the lender. I don't know.
The look?
It's the
OG look? Is
OG
that what it is?
lending gangster look over here.
Looking a little bit fresh.
What's going on, everybody?
Fresh and
do
bling bling.
one of these.
I know.
You talking to me?
You talking to me?
You talking to me?
Talking to me.
Well, last week we couldn't do the show because we were actually in El Paso, Texas, filming with a builder called Icon. Great luxury builder out there. If you guys want to know a little bit more about Icon, I'll have a link in the description below. So there's a lot going on. Also, we do have some special announcements that I want to talk about. Number one, I just want to say thank you to everybody that have subscribed to the channel and supporting us now for about 2.5 years. This community is growing very, very fast, and we are definitely hiring more and more agents. So if you are an agent out there, right, and you want to jump on a team, I think this is probably the team for you. But there will be a few qualifications here. So some of the qualifications that I want to talk about is accountability, all right? If you can be held accountable, especially Joey's going to be always contacting you, right?
Riding you like Seabiscuit.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. Joey is very good at what he does. This year, he'll probably make over $1 million, and it doesn't mean that you can't too, right?
Wow, Joey, you're making $1 million? I'm in the wrong industry, man.
Over $1 million.
I don't want you to put it out there like that.
Oh, never mind. He may get pesos.
The tax man might be listening, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
But accountability is one of the biggest things that we are looking for a team player. Now, follow-up leads, okay? We get a lot of leads, right, Joey?
We do.
How many leads would you say we get a day?
Me personally, I probably got about 15 to 20.
Damn, what do you do with all those leads?
Is that every hour or every?
No, my phone is nonstop ringing. It's almost overwhelming. Like I can't, trying to like multitask on a different level. It's crazy.
No, it is.
No, it's crazy.
I don't even know how you do it. I always pass the leads to Joey. That's what I do. And I'm like, did you make the call? Did you make the call? Now, the other thing is that accountability, right? We talked about accountability, right? Oh, coaching. You got to be coachable. That's what it is. You got to be coachable.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're not coachable, we don't want you. Because here's the thing. Our team, the way that we run the team, right? We have our certain things that we do that has been put in place and actually really works for us, right? We systematize everything, and everything is pretty smooth, right, guys? What do you think?
I would say it's great, man.
Yeah.
I think
Great
everything.
synergy.
Systems everywhere. Culture is great.
That's it.
What else you got, man?
I know. You got to make this thing sound like it's cool.
Okay,
Like, come on.
culture's great. Everybody's slamming deals. Everybody's gonna make $1 million.
Buy now.
Joey's just the first. Beyond Chakits, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Also, one thing is another thing. You have to have some sort of experience, all right?
Yes.
We did hire some agents that we tried to take on where we try to coach, but we just realized that we're just no longer at that level, right? We need experienced agents that can actually handle the capacity of the leads. Communication skills are very good. And also, you got to know the marketplace. If you don't know what's going on in today's marketplace and you're not working full-time, we don't want you, okay? Least, right? Most important thing, you got to be a hard worker. You got to have hustle.
Yeah, got to know how to grind.
And I think Joey is a testimonial to that because Joey, I don't know what Joey does, man. He grinds. Yeah. Right?
That's the name of the game, baby.
That's all it is,
That's
man.
it.
It's just hard work. That's all you got to do.
Work. Yeah, you put in the hard work.
You'll get paid.
The follow-up, make the calls, Stay on top of your people. You will close deals.
Yeah. And if you guys are interested, I'll have a link in the description below to Joey's contact information. So that way you guys can reach out to Joey, right? Because Joey, he's the director of operations. He handles everything. And he's the guy. He's the man that you need to speak to.
Text me first, please.
Oh, yeah.
Text.
Text him, because he's always busy.
My phone is always ringing. Right. Shoot me a text.
What's that number? Throw that number out there real quick.
702-608-2220.
Wait, hold up. The number that I put on Instagram, it started was like 306.
No, 305.
Is that your old number?
3543. No, it's actually it goes to the same cell phone.
Oh, okay.
But one's a Google number.
Okay.
The other one.
Oh, which one is the Google number?
Yeah, 702.
Okay, cool.
Well, the problem was when I was calling leads from Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, they thought I was probably like Royal Caribbean or something from Miami trying to sell them something. Right?
Oh, and they wouldn't pick it up.
Yeah. So, and that's another thing. You got to have multiple numbers.
Multiple numbers.
Yeah.
Multiple numbers
and multiple phones.
Yes.
See,
what if your girl doesn't want you to have multiple phone numbers? You know, like your girl's
business,
like, wait a second, man, you got to double 2, 3 phones.
It's business.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I got my burner in my pocket.
There you go. Also, Instagram. I think Instagram right now we have a total of 4,500 followers at this time. We're trying to grow our Instagram account. So if you guys want to follow us on Instagram, make sure to follow us on Instagram. Also, let's talk about this new flip property that I'm doing. This is important. If you guys have not had a chance to watch this video, go back and watch the video. Just picked up a brand new flip property now because we just talked about this. We are a community, right? We're growing together. If you are a licensed flooring guy that knows how to do tile, a cabinet guy, if you are a plumber, if you know how to do drywall and texture, right? And if you're also a painter, these are the guys that I'm actually looking for. However, I only want to work with the people that actually subscribe to the channel, that really follow us, right? Then what I want to do is I want to plug you in, right? So that way you get more business. And it's all about a community, right, guys?
Absolutely.
So we got to give back. So I can just go out and hire anybody, but I want to hire the people that actually have subscribed to this channel. Because, again, it's all about the community. It's all about bringing it back. Also, the other thing I want to talk about that's important today is moratorium, right? I think it ends, for this state, it ends at the end of this month.
June 1st.
Was it June 1st?
June 1st.
Okay. I know according to the CDC guidelines, it ends at the end of June, right? Or July 1st, I think it was. So I guess the question I have for you guys, how is this going to impact the market, or will it even impact the market?
I think it's going to free up a lot of inventory.
Really?
I do. Because right now people are in a position to where they can't sell. And I know I'm in a position right now because I have a listing and it's very hard for me to sell the property because the tenants have rights.
Yeah.
So it's either you have to buy the property with the tenant, honor the lease, and in some cases these tenants aren't even paying the rent, right? So you're in a kind of like a tough situation. So a lot of the landlords are in a position where like, I want to sell it, I can't sell it, can't find a buyer. Nobody wants to take on that responsibility of the tenant and not be able to evict them because they could extend the moratorium like how they have been, right?
So how do you handle the situation as a listing agent, and how do you help out a seller in that situation?
Well, in this position, I was actually able to secure a buyer and we're in escrow, and they were kind of flexible with us to say, hey, look, you know what, once this moratorium ends, we'll close. They left their money in escrow. They actually released it to the seller.
Yeah.
So now the money's hard. So if they do cancel, at least my seller gets something.
Now, when you say the money is hard, what does that mean?
That means if they cancel the contract and they walk away from the deal, then that money in escrow goes directly to the seller.
Oh, nice.
So it's not time wasted, so to speak, because you're getting paid for it.
What's your thoughts on this, Dan?
I mean, I think it's possible. I think there's a couple things that have to take place. I think that consumer confidence has to be restored because the economy is still recovering, especially here. Also, I think rates have to go up. A lot of people don't really have a place to be after they get out of that house. Now, does somebody want to jump into a house? We just talked about it, how much it's appreciated, where you're now buying a home that's a lot higher. Can you afford it based upon your current situation? So I think a lot of it is going to be dependent on how employment comes back here. If rates go up, these are all considering things that have to take place. And then I think the moratorium will actually create opportunity for more properties on the market. But I think there's some things that need to take place before it just, hey, it's all of a sudden everything's ready to go. So I don't know.
You know, I heard on the news the other day that there have been some squatters moving into some of these homes. And, you know, you have buyers going out with the agent to look at the home because it's vacant. Next thing you know it, there's somebody living in the house.
Squatter?
Like squatter. Isn't that kind of crazy, dude? Yeah. And I want to go back to, you know, the tenants. It almost seems like they have more rights than landlords once they get possession of the property. Isn't that crazy?
They do. You know, it's funny. I just saw on the news the other day that a family, not here in Las Vegas, but they purchased a property, and the seller had no intention of leaving. Yeah. So they closed on the property, and he never left. Wow. So now he's occupying the property, and they can't kick him out.
Was that the guy in California?
It was. Oh. So now he's in the property, and these people are paying their mortgage. Yeah. And he won't leave.
How long does he have, though? He has to get evicted, right? They have to go through court?
Well, I don't know the laws in California, but he's like, I'm staying put.
Yeah, he's prolonging it, right?
Yeah, I think you have to actually evict him at that point, because now he's somebody that's living in the property where you have to go through court jurisdiction. I mean, that's what I think is going to happen.
Don't you think the agent screwed up on this one? Because obviously what we do, right? We do a final walkthrough to make sure the property's vacant. So I don't know if it was vacant at that time and they closed it and he moved back in.
Very good point.
But I mean, yeah, that's why you have a final walkthrough.
Yeah. The seller said they saw boxes. Yeah. They just didn't check to see if they were empty or not.
So that's a good point. So if you're doing a final walkthrough and they still have some furniture in, then you should probably be a little bit worried about that, right?
Yeah. I always
or you just like go off a word like, you know what, handshake, hey, you're going to leave.
Yeah, no, I always do my walkthrough one day before closing. Yeah. Never do it 3 or 5 days prior. Always do it one day.
Yeah, but if we close, right? Yeah. Let's say that, I mean, obviously you're writing a contract where that's probably a pain, you know, writing a contract where you have like couches and stuff that's in there. Is that a pain to write all that stuff into the contract?
What do you mean? Like,
because you said like
to be conveyed a part of the property.
Yeah, because it's kind of an extra step, and then obviously if that's a big indicator, but you would have to write that in the contract. Is that really happening where people are saying, "Hey, keep your furniture in there"? You know what I'm saying? You said the indicator would be like, "Oh, this person's living with this furniture." So I think one of the indicators would be is like, well, was that actually a part of this new home that you just bought? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, typically if there's a property that's going to be conveyed,
right,
with the furniture and stuff, it's spelled out in the contract.
Is it tougher though to write all that into?
No, and I noticed from experience, depending on the lender, the underwriter may not allow you to add that stuff into the contract because now it reflects the purchase price of the home. So I ran across some of those issues, but also I noticed in the contract, it also states that whatever's left behind, if they don't take it, it's considered abandoned. Mm-hmm. So basically, you just keep that stuff or just throw it away. Yeah. And also, make sure to change your keys and your locks immediately. That would actually make sense.
That's what the normal people do, right? They get into it and they just change it right away.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about what's going on with this crazy market. I've been dealing a lot with buyers around the 550, and I don't know what it is. It's like every time I pass a lead to Joey, it's like 3-4 million, and I get these $500,000 leads.
Oh, how the tables have turned!
I know.
I'm riding that wave.
I know, but you know what? Ride it, baby.
Oh, I'm riding it.
Ride it all the way. Joey's so good at what he does, man. I don't know what it is.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you, Joey. I really do.
Thank you.
Now I want to get into the Las Vegas housing market because the Las Vegas housing market right now is just so crazy. It's unbelievable. I've been submitting offers $20,000 above the appraised value, getting beat out of the market. There was a time I did 25, got beat. Finally just did one for 30 and I got it accepted.
For 30?
30 above the appraised value. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's it?
That's it.
That's a bargain.
It seems like all my deals now, my clients have to be prepared, right? And they need to be willing to pay above the appraised value.
Yeah.
And if I have conversations with some of these clients, especially on the lower and the price point, let's just say around the 5 and below, if they don't have the closing costs, it's going to be a challenge. Doesn't mean we can't get it done, because Dan, we just literally got one deal done. I think it was like $275, but we paid our own closing costs, but we didn't have to come out of pocket. But man, I really had to work that deal. Buyer didn't really have that many options of homes, but we got it done. But I wanted to get your thoughts on the current housing market. What's really taking place out there, Joey?
What's really taking place in the housing market? It's absolute craziness.
Tell the truth.
It is. It's craziness. Low inventory, a lot of buyers. As you know, as you just mentioned, the people are buying. The buyers are, bidding $20,000, $30,000 above list. It's just, I don't know. I honestly can't make sense of it. I know inflation, cost of goods, services, everything that's going up. It's increasing the prices.
Yeah.
But the migration of people across this country, because it's not really just our market, it's everywhere. I have my family in Florida, friends that are real estate agents in Florida. They're experiencing the same thing. They can't sell these houses. They can't find inventory fast enough. So I don't know what it is, what's going on with people, or I don't know if it's low interest rates. I don't know if it's something in the water. I don't know what it is, but
it's got to be the money supply.
It's got to be something.
It's called fear of missing out.
That's what it is.
It's scarcity. Fear of missing out. If I don't get mine now, I won't get mine down the road.
It's like Bitcoin.
But that has to be just like a small, or maybe a fraction of what is really going on.
Well, let's say this. So do you find a lot of people that come from out of state know that they're paying over 30 and they have no problem with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. People here, they ask, hey, can you pay over 30? That might be a problem. People that
it's not about being able to. It's just the desirability of doing it. Right.
So I think what I'm trying to say is people want to look at the idea that maybe they would hold off. Let's see what the market does. Market might collapse. Everybody always says the crash is coming. But if everybody thought that way, then we wouldn't have as many buyers as we do. We have more buyers than we have properties.
Yeah.
So they're still thinking, you know what? I'm still going to get mine. And if I have to go 20 or 30 above, hey, you know what? Coming from another state and I get that opportunity.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you in Nevada, but I'm going to still make my way.
I think another compensating factor with that is when you have people from California, when their income level is a lot higher than ours, and the home pricing, right? I think their medium's like what, $850 or something. Let's just say they sell their home. They're such in a great equity position in today's market. By them spending additional $30,000 to get an offer accepted, it's nothing. Because think about it, it's really free money. It's not money that was actually sweat equity, right?
Yeah, but I think it has to come across the country too, where each state has the same thing going on. This is a perfect storm. You got California. Yeah. They're selling their home in California. Somebody in California thinks that, hey, it's a bargain or it's a good deal to buy there too.
Yeah.
So that helps them reposition here. So it's going across the country.
Yeah. But let's do it on the flip side. If I sold a home today and I only made $100,000 and I wanted to go buy a home in California, I'm not getting that much home.
Well, you don't see anybody from Nevada doing that though. They're fleeing these states.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if you take it in reverse, right?
There's nothing.
My point across is that the income level and the housing market is so much higher in California. They are such in a great equity position. They can drop $400,000.
So people from California are moving here, dropping all that cash, driving our market.
Correct.
People from Nevada can't sell their home and buy something else.
Correct.
Equal, right? So now where they go? Now they go to North Dakota.
There you go.
Or they start driving that
Michigan,
market.
Detroit.
Or they go to the outskirts. Now they're looking at Pahrump. Now they're looking at other places that's outskirts of Las Vegas because what are they going to get into? And so why would you move? Stay put, right? So there's a lot of moving parts and factors to, I think, what this market's going to do here. And I think people that are here are unfortunately coming out where they don't have as many options as, say, people, because out-of-state buyers are driving this market to a point we've never seen before.
Yes. Now, there was an article in the paper, I think it was called Mayflower, which is one of the biggest traveling companies or moving companies. And they said that Las Vegas was actually number one. So they did like statistics as far as moving. And a lot of people are moving out here. They said it was Vegas was like the number one city. Isn't that crazy?
It's the number one city, but if you look at second homes, and I'll talk about that a little bit more, vacation homes and second homes is what we are getting people where they get approved. A lot of people are using the income in the same state, right?
Yeah.
So we're number 5. Miami's number 1, and we're number 5. So what does that mean? It means that a lot of people are starting to take the route of, we're going to go second home. We're going to use this as a vacation home, or you just have a vacation home altogether and utilize that. And we're starting to see 178% increase in second home purchases.
Wow.
Now, a part of that is because of last year and we had COVID, right? So we can't say, well, those numbers are accurate and that's what it's going to be year over year. But it does show a glaring number that says people are looking for other options. Lenders across the board are giving out second homes in abundance, right? So we're starting to see this.
The median price point for a home in the beginning of the year was $339,000 at $182 a square foot. Average days on the market is 17 days. Today, we just pulled the statistics for a median price point for a home. $380,000 at $209 a square foot. Average days in the market, 6 days, up 21% from year to date.
Isn't that wild? I think just in April we were trending like 14%, and we just spiked to 22 or 21%.
21%. Is this real?
Yeah,
right.
Like seriously,
is this real life?
like,
Joey, you talked about it the other day. Okay, you have how much equity in your property already, right? Tons, right?
Yeah.
and
It's not even
the home,
in it.
it's not even built. I think you're through the framing process.
I
Right?
know. So they moved. So now we're end of July.
Yeah.
We're end of July, and I was sweating. I was like, man, I gotta sell my house, the whole thing, whatever. I listed it 2 days under contract. Second day, I got offers the first day. Second day, I put it under contract.
Dude, how much did you get over?
You want me to say?
Yeah, say it, man.
About $100,000.
No.
So
Are you serious?
You paid
so-
$100,000 over?
No. So listen. So my neighbor right across the street,
Yeah.
about 4 months ago, sold her house for $465,000.
Okay.
I put my house under contract at $445,000 plus a free lease back until August 15th. Basically, it came out to $550,000. So almost $100,000 above comps.
Wow.
About 4 months ago.
That is crazy, dude.
That is nuts, man.
It's wild. I couldn't believe it.
Joey's making some money.
I listed it at $525,000, and I was like, you know what? I'll probably get like $535,000 ish. You know, I got $545,000, no appraisal contingency, no due diligence period, no inspection, and a free lease back.
Bro,
And they bought me dinner.
Dude,
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Well, let me say this.
you literally controlled that deal.
Yeah.
And the agent went for a ride and was like, I'm going with
Yeah.
you.
I mean, you slam dunked it. I mean, honestly. So, but you got to look at it like this. So you make a good living. We've been bragging about how well you're doing, what you're doing awesome. What if the average person out there doesn't do that, right? And so where do they go? See, you, fortunately for you, you're increasing because you have the ability to do that because of your occupation. But what if you're somebody out there that's making $70,000 a year?
Well, it doesn't mean that you can't get a home. I mean, you still can get a home.
Absolutely. We deal with those people
But
every day.
is it a downsize from what they probably currently have?
Well, it depends how much equity he has in his home. So, I mean, look, Joey probably made $100,000. He took that money, rolled it over to a bigger, better deal. I mean, I'm not too sure how much your payments are, but let's just say if somebody wanted to buy a home that was $200,000 more, they're putting down $100,000. They're probably just paying a little bit more.
Well, think about it. So let's say if I bought a home, I don't know, 5 years ago, built this equity, I sold it for $375,000.
Yeah.
I take that 75. Let's just say I cleared that. I know there's agent fees and stuff, but let's just say I cleared 75.
Yeah.
If I roll that over and buy another house, and let's say my income's maybe gone up a little bit, am I taking on a higher mortgage, or am I taking on a home that is now a lot more expensive than what I currently was in, and is it worth it? And I think, I'm not saying that it's not, but that's now a judgment call, right? Am I going to a house where can I really afford that house?
Well, it comes down to your debt to income ratio. It also comes down to your credit score. Because I actually did a statistics, I think it was 3 days ago. I should have pulled it up on this podcast here. But if we take a look at homes, right, that were built in 1980s, 1990s, and we take a look at the income level adjusted with inflation, okay? If you take a look, because interest rates were about like 15% back then, your payments are a lot higher back then than it is today. So if we take a look at it, our payments are actually cheaper now than it was before 20 years ago because of the interest rate. However, the price of the home is a lot more.
Yeah, it's countering
So
the rate.
exactly. So if we really take a look at this and you don't focus on that purchase price, if you just focus on payment, we're better off today. It's actually cheaper to buy a home today, believe it or not.
I agree to a point. Now, I want to say that on my end, I've seen rates fluctuate. There's only been one point that I've seen, or one time where it's actually gone up to about 5%. For the most part, it's been right around that 3 to 4 percentage rate, right? So we saw it come really down, right, to 2.5. I'm just saying, for me, if you're there for 5 years, now if you were, you go back a few years and let's say you have a higher rate, sure, but I haven't seen rates go too much higher. So I think it's really just the price of homes going up so drastically that you're starting to see these payments where now it's a judgment call where it might have been a no-brainer. My family's, they've expanded. Now you might have to say, let me think twice about moving. I don't know.
Now, we talked about how bad the market is right now and how hard it is to get the home. So, Joe, you want to explain to the viewers out there, if they are a buyer, okay, what can they do to get their offer accepted?
Well, one, you have to be creative.
And call us first.
Exactly. First things first, give us a call.
Yeah.
Second, we have to be competitive.
Yeah.
You have to keep that mindset. You have to be competitive. And what can I do to make my offer stand out?
Yeah.
Right. And I use my situation as a perfect example.
Yeah.
They gave me a free lease back. They waived their appraisal contingency, no due diligence period. So, and that really stuck out to me.
So the buyer pretty much, or the buyer's agent, reached on out to you, wanted to find out exactly what your needs and desires are, right? What your goals are. And they were able to negotiate the deal and do like a reverse prospect from there.
Exactly. So I let them know right up front what was important to me, what I was looking to do. And they basically accommodated everything. Yeah. Right. The other offer that I had wanted to charge me. They would let me stay, but they wanted to charge me the lease back. Yeah. So it ate into my net. Right. They weren't as flexible on the time. Yeah. So there were some things that obviously swayed me to the other offer. Yeah. But we have to be, cognizant of what's going on. There's going to be multiple offers. There's going to be more than 5 offers per property. Yeah. Especially if it's priced right and it's nice. So we have to make sure that we have cash on hand. Right, that we can make up that difference between the appraised value and what you're offering, and maximize that and take into consideration the closing costs, right? But the due diligence period, the appraisal contingency, if possible, to waive, because we know if we're bidding over the appraised or the list price, we're gonna have appraisal issues, right? And then just whatever the seller wants, try to be as convenient and as flexible with the seller.
You make a good point. So basically, you were able to take a look at the financial situation to see if it didn't appraise, you got the money to come over. Right, the appraised value. And
you could also ask, like what is the seller looking to net? Yeah. And we come across this all the time because some listing agents don't want to share any information. Yeah. And we've had this discussion before. If you know the listing agent, which we know a lot of them here in town, and you just have a casual conversation, like, look, let's try to make this work. What are they looking to net? What's their ultimate outcome that they're looking for, and just try to accommodate. You're not saying, hey, look, what's your offer? What are the offers on the table? Let's just say, what are you trying to net? And let's try to figure it out and try to hit that target.
So based upon today's market with that situation, I'm sure you're also getting a lot of calls from the listing agent as well, right, Dan?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of calls. And
to probe and find out about your buyer, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's happening all the time. I get the listing agent calling me going, hey, what's going on with these people? What's the credit?
And why are they doing that?
Explain why are they doing it? Now, look, there's a lot of people that are buying primary homes, okay, or even buying secondary homes. So if you have to buy a home to live in, obviously you got to buy. So what I'm saying is these people that are coming here, they're getting to a point where they have to do whatever they can to get into a home. Now, one of those things that we do is the selling agent contacts me and says, Dan, how good are these people? And I'm not going to ever throw anybody under the bus. I'm not going to give any pertinent details about the person.
You just did right now.
But I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Overall, it's a solid buyer. Yeah. That's it. I mean, they're going to be like, well, what's the credit? What's this? No, you know what? I'm going to look at if I'm sending out an approval letter and I'm getting paperwork, buyer's good. Don't worry about it. If you want to accept the offer, accept the offer.
That's it.
That's it.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Well, I'll tell you what I do sometimes is, I don't want to say sometimes, but I do this all the time. When I submit my offer, I CC Dan on it, right? And I have him help me tackle, and I have him call the agent too as well. So we're just bombarding this dude, boom, 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 like, hey man, like we the real deal here. Let's get it done.
One of the things I can say about it is that you don't want to come across
egotistic.
Well, just like
too pushy.
No, you just don't want to come across like you have a big ego in the city. Like as far as, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
You don't want to be somebody that's stern. You want to listen because at the end of the day, they can accept any offer. So
That's true.
You know, they really can. And you have to be likable.
Because the listing agent, believe it or not, can really persuade
100%.
the seller,
Oh,
dude.
absolutely.
I think that's a little bit unfair. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the offer should just get submitted and you look at it and that's it. But it's not like
you should
that.
have heard me on the phone yesterday with my clients. The house that I submitted the offer on, the one that you said you were going to do on as well.
Yeah.
I was on the phone for like 10 minutes.
I went out there today.
Given the backstory of my clients and how long we've been looking for a house, like what they've been through, the struggles. They have a small child. They're looking to get out of this little apartment, get into this house. It's their dream home. They've been in the lottery. They've missed out on the lottery like for the past 3 months. You know, you got to paint the picture.
Yeah.
You know, and just look, this would mean so much to them. I know you probably have multiple offers. They're maxed out at 415. Please, anything that you can do.
Please.
Please.
At the end, it's please. I
Take
accept
their offer.
it. Now, I want to get into financing because this is very important. What's going on with the financing, Dan?
That's a good point, man. That's so what do you guys know about rates? You guys think rates are getting better? What do you hear?
I think rates right now are at 3.2. I think refinancing are down. Okay. And I think rates are going up.
Joey?
I think they're going to tick up.
Yeah, I mean, they have to at some point. Not crazy, but I think they have to.
Yeah.
We have a lot of inflation. You guys are seeing commodities and things going up, right? So
Everything is up.
everything's up. Now, it's an overheated market, okay? So what we have to look at is what's going to counter that, and I think rates will actually help that, okay? So the inflation problem that we're starting to see, we talked about this on previous shows. Inflation's starting to show up, but I think with rates getting higher or going higher potentially at some point, you're going to get that fixed. When you look at long-term rates, we're slightly better, actually. That doesn't mean we've improved a quarter of a point or an eighth of a point. It just means pricing's a little bit better. Now, we talked about the second homes. AVMs, you guys have properties, and I want to ask you this question. So there was an article that came out that said automated value models, and it's condition of the home and also the overall structure of the home. And they're saying that because of COVID, a lot of people aren't seeing all the amenities in the property. Now, has that been an issue for you guys with these AVMs?
I have never ran across that problem.
No,
Never.
Nor have I.
Never.
Okay, sometimes when you run a conventional loan or a loan in general, you get an automated value model where you don't even have to have an appraisal. People are jumping on it. My suggestion is it's up to you, but
Well, that's if you put the money down, right? And if you put a big chunk down. However, for me, during this market, it doesn't matter. But let's just say if we're talking about 3-4 years ago, it matters to me because you don't want to overpay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and also too, you want to make sure that the value's there. But I think a lot of things have been overmissed, especially during COVID with all these virtual tours and things going on. You're not really seeing you're seeing the outside of the home, but you're not seeing the bones of the home, right? Yeah. And so I think there's a lot of things going on with that. Also, you look at mortgage origination; they're looking at 1.7 trillion this year, and they're looking at all-time highs right now for homes, right? So,
oh my gosh,
even though 2021, they're predicting it's going to slow down.
Yeah.
Prices are going to continue to go up to all-time highs. Mortgage origination is looking upwards of approaching 1.7 trillion. You guys deal with Open Door, right?
Sometimes. I try not to.
Yeah. Right. So we all know that they came into this market. When did they come in?
Dude, they came in this market years ago, probably like 3 years ago.
I think it was 16.
Yeah, or something like that.
Now, this is probably because COVID. They're down 40%.
Good.
First quarter. What does that tell you?
I don't think so. I think the reason why they're down is because they bought all these properties, right? And when they ran the numbers, it didn't. They thought it made sense, but it's not making any sense.
Yeah, they do. It's micro flipping.
Yeah, exactly, which makes no sense. Like, I think what they're doing is just trying to push volume, but they're to the point where they're losing, they're hemorrhaging.
Yeah.
Well, too, I think that people know that they're selling their house for a premium. That's not what their model is.
Yeah.
Their model is to try to make money off of the consumer or the person selling, flip it, basically, and make money. They're not doing it. Part of it's because of COVID. Part of it is because these markets across the country are up.
Yeah.
Right? So why would you want to go and say, I'm going to sell my house for a discount when I'm sitting on a lottery myself?
Yep, absolutely.
Exactly.
Right? The other thing, too, is I want to talk about is forbearance has dropped to half of what it was last year, 4.36%.
That's good.
It's good stuff, right? Credit availability, easing up now. You got people out there that are now getting into loans, 2.2% where it's increased or it's gotten better. So that means people and loans themselves after COVID was very restrictive, right? Post-COVID, starting to ease up. You're starting to get more opportunity for people with low credit scores, things like that. So
Like how low?
well, I mean, you're looking at some options out there, 600s, low 600s.
Damn, what bank is that? Yeah.
Well, there's some options, but what they're doing is, what it tells me is this: the pandemic, the worry is starting to ease up. Is it gone? No, but it means that lenders are starting to say, hey, you know what? We're starting to see the effects that this is turning out positive, or it's starting to go in that direction.
Yeah.
We're recovering. Let's start opening up our lending. Let's extend credit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
It's great news.
Anything else?
No,
That was it?
that's it.
Damn, you was like on a roll with that, man.
I know. Were you just sitting back listening?
Yeah, I was just like, damn, you know what? Just take over. Finish this thing up. Lock it up. All right, do we have anything else that's going on right now?
No. I think that the market's still going to be hot. I don't think anything's going to change, and I think that prices are
For
going
how long?
I really feel at least until
By the end of the year, for sure.
well, the end of the year. I think it's going to extend into 2022 mid part.
I'm
going to have to agree.
Second quarter.
Here's why. This is my philosophy on this, or here's my thoughts on this. It's the Biden administration, right? We got $2 trillion that's being printed, right? Or obviously it's already printed, but I think they're going to try to do another $2 trillion, and he's going to get reelected. That's the whole game. Because once he's reelected, it doesn't matter what happens at this point. As long as you keep,
if gas prices hit $5,
then they're just gonna print more money.
well, they need to send some my way. I paid $4 a gallon the other day.
One of the things.
Why you worry about $4? The kind of money you making? This guy worried about $4 a gallon.
What about that new tax bill that just came out that said it's like a $4 trillion tax bill where they introduced it? Do you guys think that's going to be a positive effect on the economy?
I don't know.
I don't think taxes are ever a positive, but it's going to affect us as
the problem is that you're thinking that you're going to get these tax deductions, but the problem is
you're not.
That's what I'm saying. What happens is all this money that's being printed, we end up paying for it
down the road.
Exactly. We're spending it now, but you end up paying for it. And how do you pay for it? Through hyperinflation. Well, the cost of goods and supplies.
Let's ask this question: where's the $4 trillion coming from? Out of thin air, right? Basically,
because the feds are printing it.
They're printing it. So printing it, technicality is not printing it. It's just putting digital money into in an account somewhere. But the point is, when you look at all these things that's going on, what is those effects going to be for us? Are we going to continue to be? I hate to say it, but I feel it's going to suppress us a little bit as an economy. I don't think that's going to encourage growth. I think it's going to suppress growth. I don't
think we have growth, and the reason why we don't have growth is because we don't produce anything. We consume. See, 40 years ago, we were the nation that held all the debt, right?
Right.
Not the debt, but I mean, we control all the credit.
The petrodollar.
Exactly. So we had all the credit. But now we're a nation of debt. So basically, we owe everybody. So it's in reverse.
Well, the oil went up. Joey was talking about that. You think that's going to continue to go up, Joey?
Well, if they keep hijacking the pipeline.
I don't know if that really affect us. That was more on the East Coast.
Well, I mean, it's going to affect the economy. Think about this. I mean, they can't get gas, right? They can't ship goods, produce, everything else, right, across country.
And then that rises the cost to businesses that need to support that, like truck driving and things like that. So
that's a good point.
There's a lot of, we're all connected. I think there's a chain of things that could happen. We don't really know the effects because it doesn't affect us on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But there is effects from all this. And there's effects for printing $4 trillion. There's effects of stimulus checks. We don't know what the outcome is, though. How is it affecting us? I'm sure it's affecting us some way.
So I guess the question here is, are we going to go into hyperinflation or deflation? Because it's going to be one or the other.
I think we're going to go hyperinflation if we keep on this path.
Okay, so the question is, if we go hyperinflation, okay, how does this affect the housing market? And if you are out there thinking about, should I buy now or should you buy later? So let's just say if you bought now, you have hyperinflation. The good news is when you do have hyperinflation, your dollars then are going to go a long way. You'll be able to pay off your home a lot quicker, right? Because now you're making more money.
Right.
Now, if it's deflation, then you're basically screwed too as well. So the thing about it is you don't know where that pendulum is going to swing and where it's going to stop, right? It's like playing musical chairs. Nobody knows.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of people that have an input on it. A lot of people think it's going to go one way, and then a lot of people think it's going to go the other way. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're not here to say that we're economists out here and we know exactly what's going to happen. But it's a good topic to bring up because it could affect you.
Yeah, exactly.
As an individual, it could.
So you really got to take a look at your situation and see where you stand. So I've been sitting on the sideline for probably about like 3 years now, stacking all these chips, and I'm missing out on all this opportunity. All right. So that's why I was like, I'm going to go buy me a flip
You're going
property.
all in, aren't you?
I don't know about going all in, but
What happened to the commercial property?
there's nothing out there. Doesn't make any sense.
No, but you were looking at one potentially, but
Yes.
it didn't work out.
It didn't work out. The numbers just don't make sense for me, right? However, hey, what's the best next move, right? Instead of having my money just park in the bank, making no money because we're chasing inflation by 3%. I mean, you got $1 million in the bank. That's like, what, $30,000 every year you're losing your money. You got to do something with that money.
I
right?
got a perfect opportunity for you.
What are we going to do?
Get a Lambo, wrap it with CKG Group.
Then we take turns driving it.
And I'll just be in the back, man. I'll be cruising and I'll be pointing at him like I know him.
No, that would never happen.
And then I would do one of those honk, like the truck drivers, like honk because you see me type thing.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, guys? Anything that you guys want to mention?
No, man, that's it. We're gonna keep putting out that content. Hopefully you guys are following Chuck, following everybody that's in our group.
Yeah. And if you are an experienced real estate agent in Las Vegas and you're looking to grow your business, hit me up, 702-608-2220. We need the help.
Call now.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the LV Home Experts Radio Show. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys have not had a chance to subscribe to the channel. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in and have a great day.